Hey, it's Liam. Today is Friday, August 2nd, and I wasn't planning on taking today off, but here I am. Remembered yesterday, or I was reminded yesterday that today, Friday, is a wellness day in my company. It's when the business offices sort of kind of like close. The business keeps going, but administration sort of takes the day off, maybe 90% off. Not in terms of like people as who gets to who doesn't, but we'll have to, make sure the world's not on fire. We'll have to check in. It's kind of like a few years ago we had a policy of meeting free Friday. Don't schedule meetings for Friday. We used to have that kind of thing. So that was along the lines of this. It's not really a holiday, so there's no like reminder like socially that there's a holiday coming up and here we are. It's more like, oh, did you forget that we have to take Friday off? And it's like, oh, okay, I guess we better get ready. My boss is taking next week off, so we had to hammer out the details of his absence yesterday because we weren't going to see him today. Another guy on my team, he already swung by, we work from home, swung by the office, the systems. He logged in and checked all the things to make sure everything was up and running. And I'll go by later today after I get home and do the same. I got news last night that a job that people have been asking me to speak to them about, so recruiters have been reaching out to me about, 4 of them actually, which is very strange. It never really happens. The first person that reached out to me finally got feedback and said that I didn't have the certifications they were looking for. I guess my 20 years in 25 years of experience, I don't know, I've been doing this since I was like, a kid, basically. That didn't seem to matter to them. The second person I talked to, without going into detail, told me that there was something up with their staffing in the department. So that's up. Hold on, bugs on me. They had some kind of issue. So that was a red flag. And everything I found out really is really just red flags. And this was kind of the final red flag, which not like I get a say at it because it's their choice. It tells me that there's somebody doing the hiring that doesn't know what the job is. People want all these credentials, I want you to have a rocket science degree in this field. And it's a field that if people had rocket science degrees, they wouldn't be working in that field. So they don't seem to have a grasp on that. And if they're the ones calling the shots, then it's probably a department that I don't want to work for anyway, no matter how much money they throw at me. The last place I worked for was kind of the same. They just created their own problems and then tried to throw money at the issue, and that's not how it works. You have to find people that know what they're doing and know how to do the work. And if you're not willing to cast aside your preconceived notions and expectations of that, if you're a big shot and you had a degree that opened doors for you, well, you don't seem to know how other fields in the business and in the workplace actually do work out. So their problems are self-inflicted, probably, and it's probably best that I didn't get ingrained too much in there and get my hopes up. The only difference was, I work from home 5 days a week, but this other place was much closer to where I live, so I was willing to go in for a couple days. It's really just the next town over, so that was doable. Sorry, there's another bug all over. The tide is in, and there are bugs on me. Oh well, I'll be done in a minute. And they were offering me a lot more money, so I had to, and they put the money in the job description. So I didn't ever get a job offer, but the money was already in the listing for the job, so that was unusual. I suppose they've got a lot of people interested in it, and they're just kind of they've got to draw the line on some things, and hopefully the decisions they make will solve their problems. They're like ladybugs, but they're like yellow. Let me get out of here. So I had other plans for today, knowing I had the day off, but then I looked at the weather forecast for the rest of the weekend and it's kind of less nice than today, so I decided to just come to the beach today. I really don't decide until the night before. I always have a bag ready. You know, things like the beach towel, or beach towels, sunblock, a couple sets of clothes to wear or change into that's already always in that bag, just ready to grab and go. And I keep stuff in the fridge also in a drawer to grab and go, just kind of drinks and snacks and stuff. You know, grab an ice pack and off I go. And here I am. I thought I left too late, but I got a better spot than I normally do. There's a right place to park, and then there's like wrong places to park. Because if you park in the wrong place, then you have to wait in line to get off the beach at the end of the day. So I almost parked in the wrong spot because the parking was so good. And I'm like, hang on a second, I got the good spot. I know you care. I know you're really. So the tide is in. That means that the beach is not all the real estate right now. But the tide will go out and the flats will be clear of people. Last weekend when I was here, so 6 days, 6 hours, tides again, tides go out, you know, there's 2 tides a day, there's a high tide, there's a low tide, there's a high tide, there's a low tide, so it's like, and the moon is different by an hour basically every day, so you can, with quick math, go like 666, 111, and get like 6 days. What was high tide is now low tide, and what's low tide is now high tide. So last time I was here, the tide was out coming in. Today, in going out, which means that I couldn't see where the shortcuts were to the sandbars, and I walked I walked a little deep in it, and thank goodness my phone was protected. I had to take it out of my pocket too anyway. Oh, there is a drawbridge here, and up it goes. I know, this is just like the best thing ever, isn't it? You waited over 7 minutes for this and didn't know it was coming. The reason why is because there are boats. Honestly, I don't know which boat is too tall for the bridge. This is life, beach life. It's been Liam, thanks for watching.